Hello, guys. Welcome back to What the Football. Hope you had a good weekend. We certainly did with all the action. Don't forget, before we start this episode, there's that prize to Brazil that you must go and play and win yourself a trip to Brazil. IndiaPostLive.com. Log on, do your thing, win it, go there, fly there, be happy days. Right then, as always, in the studio, Chaitanya. Good to see you back after the weekend, man. Arjun as well. Happy days is in. On Hangout, we've got Kanish, Deepto, and Nick Hill. We're going to start with Nick Hill today. Man, we're really sad. So close yet so far.
Sorry?
So close yet so far.
What can you do?
In no words, nothing to say. He's very sad. So close yet
He
so
wanted
far.
to say something.
Man, quite a weekend of football. We've had the quarterfinals. It's all happened. What to do? What do we do from now?
I think we keep watching replays of Tim Krul going to Costa Rican players and smack talking him right before the penalty. That was awesome.
Van Gaal is a genius. What do you think he said to him?
To Krul or what?
What advice did he tell him? He's like, all right, you got 45 seconds, go nuts.
Yeah, that's basically what Van Gaal said to Krul. But what he did to the Costa Rican players was say that, look, this is my specialist penalty taker.
Yeah.
Be very afraid.
Yeah.
That's what it achieved.
Yeah.
Indeed, which reminds us of our image of the day. What indeed did Van Gaal say to Tim Krul? What advice did he give him? We'd love to hear what you think he said. Put that in, fill that in, send that to us at India Post Live on Twitter. Use the hashtag WTFootball. We'll air that, talk about it, laugh about it, the whole lot. Right then.
I think he's saying, how does it feel like that this is the highest point of your career?
Poor guy. He's not even very good in goal, but we'll get to that later. We want to talk more about Van Gaal because he had so many interesting changes. Dirk Kuyt playing right back, almost right wing back.
Right wing back.
An
And what a
inspired move.
transformation for Dirk Kuyt throughout the World Cup, who we thought we had seen his best days in a Liverpool shirt. Comes back to the national team, looks like a completely different player. A very good outlet from the right, gave all the crosses when Netherlands had set camp in the Costa Rican half. Very effective. In fact, everyone who's reaching 30 or is on the wrong side, be it Robben, be it Van Persie, be it Schneider, be it Kuyt, he's making them play the best football of their life.
Yeah, Kuyt.
And the team's benefiting, so it's a win-win situation right there.
Absolutely. So no underdog stories this World Cup, sadly. We did come close. Let's jump to Deepto on Google Hangout. In a scoreless game, who was your man of the match there? In the Netherlands, Costa Rica.
Wesley Schneider.
Yep.
Wesley
Hands down.
Schneider.
Those-
Hands down, right?
It was just a battle between the crossbar and Schneider because every time through a free kick, through open play, a wild screamer, a
Any
good
opportunity he
cannon
got.
of a right foot that he hit, again went on the crossbar. So had it not been for Schneider, had it not been for the crossbar, the game wouldn't have gone to 120 minutes.
Absolutely. Jumping now to Kanishk. There was all this chat about hello. We were chatting all about Joel Campbell and how he's Costa Rica's ray of light and all, but then he came off early. Was it because he sucks or like was he just not? What do you think went wrong there? Because he was kind of who they were relying on.
One of the things was against Greece, he was like playing one against, when Costa Rica were 10 down and when they were a man down, and he played pretty much for like 120 minutes. So that must have been really fun. So much attacking load by himself. My guess is he was just tired. He was isolated. He was ineffective after such a long time. So I think whenever he tried stuff, it was he wasn't playing badly. He was just really isolated. It wasn't working. Maybe he was tired. Long match. That's my guess. I think the man of the match is actually the referee because he stayed awake for the entire match. I think that's pretty impressive.
It hasn't been the highest scoring World Cup so far. It's been a little bit sad on that front. But I want to jump to Nikhil, see if we've got his audio back yet. Nikhil, are you there?
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, talk me through give me the Costa Rica angle on all of this. What went wrong for them?
What went wrong with Costa Rica, Nikhil? Because we've seen Costa Rica come up, I don't know, find the sixth gear or find that little reserve of energy in the last 30. They were all at sea in
These guys
the
at half
extra
time, they were
yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think the game against Greece kind of took a lot of the sort of stamina out of Costa Rica. Joel Campbell was carrying a hamstring injury, that's why he came off early. But my honest to God question was, what was the referee doing? I mean, I thought there was an incident where Martin's Indy should have given a penalty.
Yeah.
And then should have been sent off later on in the game for taking
Yeah.
Brian Reed right out.
Yeah.
He was already yellow. So it kind of comes back to how FIFA tend to like the big teams. Hence, since advertisers pay more, they tend to get an easier sort of route through. Same with the way that they get private planes, whereas the smaller teams have to fly coach.
True.
So-
Say, or the Germans who build their own facilities for that matter. It's not the only little black mark on the FIFA world right now. There is some news today about some possible match fixing going on that stemmed around the Cameroon-Croatia 4-0 victory. So that's something worth checking out. FIFA have, of course, denied all signs of foul play, but who knows what goes on behind back. Closed doors.
Yeah, while you figure that out, I want to pop another question to Arjun and to Nikhil on Hangout. Starting, Nikhil, what do you think Tim Krul was saying to the Costa Ricans before every penalty? Because FIFA was very surprised that the referee actually let them talk to every Costa Rican penalty taker. And by the looks of the way he was saying and the way he was prancing around the net, he looked very, very hostile. What do you think the words exchanged were?
Bud was asleep this whole while sitting on the bench. Please don't make me look like a fool.
because Tim Krul came out after the game saying that I was just wishing the Costa Ricans all the best and that they hit their penalties. So that's a psychological weapon in
actually,
itself.
there is a psychological weapon that goalkeepers do use when it comes to penalties, and it's got very much to do with this thing of suggesting to the player what side, trying to influence what side they pick. That's why they sometimes put their hand out like this.
Yeah.
It's all to try and get them to
And I think
pick a side.
Arjun was talking to me about it, and you'd like to hear this because he had his own take on the Tim Krul strategy.
So in all, except for the first penalty, where Tim Krul came in and stood absolutely central, on all the other penalties, he went and stood to one side of the goal, stood there, waited there, and then always dived on the opposite side and got all 5 of them correct, mind you.
Go.
So
because he
maybe
jumped right, because he saw the penalties going in the right place. It was just a matter of contact which evaded him.
He felt bad for Keylor Navas because when you saw them both sitting there in the goals, one guy, Krul, is huge.
He's
And
huge.
Navas not so big also when you see it in comparison. Well, obviously Tim Krul has been taking advice from Darren Brown on how to trick his penalty takers. Happy days. Other game. Again, I'm really getting pissed
Kanish,
off with
take it
Argentina.
away. Kanish, take the entire game away. Tell us what you thought of Argentina, Belgium, because clearly we didn't see enough to think
I'm
enough.
just really sick of this Argentina team. There's no Messi, there's no fun.
Again, it was a bit of a snooze fest, but I just controlled it. They scored early and they just kept it. It was pretty similar to the other matches with Germany and France. So, they basically just scored early and they held their lead and they were never really struggling. So it felt comfortable to me. Other people said they weren't creative, they didn't do much, but they're professional footballers. They kind of took a lead and they just hung on to it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you can
And I think the good thing about that was we finally saw some other players play.
Yeah, well, you can attribute this to the manager, Wilmots, for sure, because what is he thinking? I couldn't understand why he's setting up the team the way he does and not using. We kept saying we can't wait to see Januzaj, we can't wait to see Januzaj. The one time we did see him, he was fantastic. He was really good. This Origi character just not...
He's like an enigma. He'll run you a marathon in one game. He'll
But
not
he's
be
not
seen
gonna
in
get
the
you
other.
the
Yeah.
goals. Lukaku's far more proven.
Yeah.
It makes
And
so
I think
much more
against an
sense to
Argentine
bring on the
defense,
pace at the end, right?
And against an Argentine defense, mind you, who were up there for the taking. This is probably their only clean sheet in the World Cup.
Mind you.
Aside from that Iran game where Messi scored the solitary goal, I think they're there to be found out, and I think they will with the latter stages, because if they get it right in attack, they concede a truckload, as we saw with the Nigerian game. If they get it right in the defense, their attack is all to see.
Well, I'll give you some stats to break down Argentina for you. Of the teams that made the quarterfinals, the top scoring team was Colombia and Netherlands with 12 goals. The teams that created the best chances was Belgium. They made 91 chances. The team that passed the ball the best was Germany.
Germany with Krul
Right?
heading the.
So you had
passing
teams
stats.
that had statistics like this that covered the entire tournament. What was Argentina's best stat? 4 man of the matches to Lionel Messi.
That's it.
They're still too dependent on him. And look at the talent they have up front.
I cannot understand. Even Sabella, for that matter, he should be
Even
sacked.
Maradona.
He actually should be sacked more than anyone.
Deepto, I'd like to bring this to you because Diego Maradona before the Argentina-Belgium game said that the Argentine team should not turn into Lionel Messi FC. You think that's the case? Are they actually relying too much on Messi, considering the fact they have talent all around the pitch when it comes to their forward line?
Well, absolutely. This has been throughout the tournament. From the first game till the quarterfinals, it's only been Messi. And I don't know what is wrong with the other players. I mean, there are so much technical ability with all the forwards, be it Higuain, be it Aguero, be it Di Maria, be it Mascherano, even at the back. I mean, apart from their defense, that really lags the defensive talent, the entire midfield and the forward line. I mean, it is Galactical stars, man. I mean, you can't have a better striking lineup. But still, I mean, that's one thing that I've always noticed in the World Cup is even any star-studded team, it doesn't do any good in the World Cup. Never. It has never done well. I mean,
I'd like to.
No, 2002 World Cup.
Alright, fair
But
play.
I'd like to.
I'd like to add in.
Huh.
I'd like to add in. He said 2002 World Cup. I agree. But any star-studded team which has not been proven yet, you have a team which has already proved himself. The 2010 Spanish team, they were stars, but they never proved themselves at a level.
Yeah, but then we lost audio with Deepto. But coming back to your point where you said Sabella has to be sacked, responsible for this.
Truly believe so.
You think have they really given up to the fact that all their play revolves around Messi? Have they really given up on?
You know, I think he's instilled it in the players that this mentality of pass the ball to that guy, he'll get the job done, rather than go ahead and do it yourself. The only other person who could have done that, is now probably going to be out.
Is Angel Di Maria.
So that's going to be a major worry for them. I don't see them getting
definitely
past
out in the
semifinals.
semi-finals.
The way the Dutch are playing and Van Gaal being a genius.
So they're
I
there
don't
to be
see-
taken.
They're there to be taken. I'm using that shirt.
I win.
It's all good.
I win.
Almost. Okay, technically not.
I
but
win.
I'm like
Your
putting my
underdog
hands in
team's
the
out. Your favorite team will be found out in the next round.
yeah.
I have both my jerseys intact with them to play against each other, so their fate actually lies in their hands.
So you're happy
Thank
days.
you. Thank you
Happy
very much.
days.
Thank
Happy
you.
days. Let's jump to our what the fact then for
Yes.
the day. Run me through that.
Yes. Well, despite him being the penalty taker, as he is penalty saver extraordinaire, Tim Krul actually has a very disappointing record in the Premier League, in fact, saving 2 out of 20 penalties he's ever been given charge to save. Not a really good record, but I'm very sure the Costa Ricans never knew anything about it.
I'm telling you, whatever he said, guys, you have to get on Twitter and let us know what he said, because whatever he said, it's like
It's
some
really
magic
unnerved them,
words,
yeah.
some voodoo
Yeah.
stuff going on there.
Probably must have chanted something or oh, you miss.
Compare
Ooh,
that to
another
21 saves that Keylor Navas made.
Yeah, poor guy. It just goes to show the
No
statistics
good deed
count
goes
for bugger all. Bugger all. Another thing, interesting, very important thing I wanted to talk about is, could you spot D. Michaelis until you actually read it on his shirt?
I did not for the life of me.
The hair is gone.
The hair is gone, right?
It's really odd.
And he doesn't play like a standout player anyway for him to be noticed.
So
So,
what was the point? I can understand when Modric did it, but I
Yeah.
don't understand this.
yeah, you're looking
I
for that
don't.
13-year-old kid from Croatia when
Yes.
you're looking at
Well,
Modric.
while he works on his hair, one thing that you need is selfies. If you've got a good haircut or anything else in general, we've put together some fun selfies of this World Cup so far. All the players and one non-player who had to go in there as a
Yes.
special mention.
Yes.
So let's just jump through all those selfies one by one. There, of course, is the Argentina team. This is the one probably the first selfie that really came.
It's the
came
second
to
one.
light.
The first one was the team one. This
Huh.
is actually after Messi scored against Iran. So
Yeah.
Happy
days
days.
for them.
Hey, and there's the
And-
Belgium team. They're not going to be that happy right now. Januzaj looks like an alien. I didn't realize his forehead is that big. That's quite freaky, huh?
That could be used for advertising
Alex
space.
Witzel wanted to lick Januzaj.
There's the Germans.
I still want to
No
know what's
complaints
written
there.
on Schweinsteiger's shirt and who that is.
Laughed.
says Lauf.
Laughed. And isn't that Pellegrini? It looks like Pellegrini.
It looks like between Mancini and Pellegrini.
Mancini and Pellegrini,
Yeah,
one of the two.
How forced
We
is
wonder
Sami
why that-
Khedira's smile in that?
Okay, fine,
I'm a
let him
reserve
leave
at
me
Real
alone.
Madrid, yay! This one obviously awesome, but not a real selfie, but like cool as you like.
But because Neymar
this
won't be
ad
able to
is
take
awesome.
anymore also.
Now he's
so.
not able to stand up. This
Well,
guy, the man. Andre
Because you
Pirlo.
don't take a selfie, Pirlo doesn't take a selfie, people make him take selfies with him.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
like a selfie in a selfie in a... Wait.
Yeah, it's a selfie in a
Are we
selfie.
on,
The other
are we on something? Wait.
No, we're on something. The other camera's actually out of the frame, but
Yeah.
it's just too cool to. Look at him, man. He's just having a good time. There's of course James Rodriguez rocking out a good time. That's thousands of Colombian supporters behind him.
That's a nice
gonna be a great.
background to
That's
have,
a
yeah.
really nice thing.
Yeah.
Imagine they're all chanting his
Yeah.
name right now. Should have taken a video.
Should have
taken
taken
a
a flick.
Should.
Taken a flick, yes.
Hey.
And of course,
this
how
guy.
can we complete without Miss Universe and Mr. Ronaldo?
Mm-hmm.
This after him being knocked out, he's actually on a honeymoon.
Didn't
again.
realize he has a fake Cindy Crawford mole that makes me hate him even more.
It's not fake. It's there. It was always there. How can he just show up with a black dot on his face?
It's Ronaldo, dude. He might have
True,
just
he
like,
has- he
makeup
had-
artists
yeah,
and all them
in-
draw it on.
In your defense, he had black nail paint on his
But I mean, as far as lane goes,
He's killed it.
sorry
He's
Raheem, no man, just
No,
no,
man.
just no, dude. No one wants to see that.
I don't know.
I don't know why we
bothered
bothered to show ourselves, but no
I
one
don't
wants to
think
see
it's
that.
meant for us though, because look at the
one
location.
small part of his chest.
Huh?
Has he shaved
Yeah,
this one like
right?
really tiny part
I think
of
it's a
his chest
sticker.
over there?
But you
Should
need
say.
to know that I don't think this selfie is made for us. Is meant for us. Meant for our viewing pleasure, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And finally,
Ah,
yay!
yes, the boss.
Awesome, man. Captain Picard supporting the US. He had to go in there just because he's awesome with everything that he does, and we couldn't find anything of him and Ian McKellen together. So
Yo.
there he goes, supporting the US. And this is awesome. I hope that camera that's in front of the Mexican manager's face there is a wide angle actually.
It's
'cause
a wide angle.
Need to fit that all in.
Who needs a cell phone when you have camera reporters all around you? Do you? You just pick out a camera and start sharing selfies of each other.
Arjun, what's your favorite one out of those
Yeah.
10?
Oh, it has to be Ander Herrera.
Yeah, for sure.
Hector Herrera.
Hector,
Drowned out in
Hector,
the
United,
United syndrome already. Nikhil, what do you think was the best selfie according to you?
I don't think they can see them.
I thought the best selfie was Aditya with the Belgian team.
What?
He represents
I don't have a big
Januzaj
forehead.
now.
What?
You look like Januzaj.
How do I look like Januzaj? I don't look like
Hey,
Januzaj.
no, he does not.
It's-
He does not. You Chelsea fool.
Who? I don't look like
Ah,
Januzaj.
you
I
don't. Take my
I
word
don't.
for it, you
Okay,
don't. Take
cool.
my word for it, you don't.
And abuse me. There, you've lost. You know, I have no reason to be nice to you anymore. You didn't realize that, right? It's over. It's over.
How
swear right
fickle
now.
love, I tell you.
Right then, on to a little bit of news.
On to
a little bit of
news.
news.
The
Lots
We
of
start
cool
off with
stuff.
you.
We'll start off with me. Happy days, Arsenal folk. Sanchez seems to be a done deal any day. We should hear the official announcement. It's going to be somewhere between the 32 to 34 million pound range. There are the other options also going there. Khedira and Bender also in the works. Bender has signed a new contract, so if we want him, it's going to be pricey. And Debussy as Sanya's replacement, which is working well for me because if France decided that he was better than Sanya,
Yeah.
then happy days. I think he'll do the job just fine.
I think the entire decision revolved around the fact that Sanya's on the wrong side at 30 and Debussy is young and he's developing pace. I think Arsenal signed a very good player considering their own players don't want to stay at their club and want to go to City. I'm sorry.
It's
That-
cool.
it was right there. It was right there.
We don't want to pay these old
Sure.
guys too much money. Let
Sure.
them be. It's all good. We'd rather spend on this youth.
Sure.
Deepto, have we got you? I don't think we know. Let's go to Kanishk.
Let's go to Ganesh. Where is Ganesh?
Hello.
Come on, people with the mouse there. Yellow. Bender versus Khedira. Who would be a better signing? Not in terms of Arsenal specifically, but between the players.
Don't think he can hear us, can he?
I think Khedira, I mean, he's like worked at the highest level. He's kind of, he's first choice. Well, he's not first choice, but he's like, playing midfield for Germany, a really solid team. So I would say he's tried and tested, and that's the guy. If I had to choose one of those two, I'd go for him.
And now that
Full of build as well.
and now that Sanchez is of course pretty much a done deal. Who are you guys going to be looking at? Do you reckon, or who would you like to see filling in Suarez's shoes at Liverpool?
Me, I want Rodriguez. That's the guy I want just now.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if they're gonna go straight away for a striker. I don't know. I think
They have already, right?
I think they might just.
They've
I
already.
think they might kind of say, okay, you know what,
Sorry, we've lost,
Yeah,
we've
but-
lost the audio there.
Yeah, but then in terms of Liverpool, I think they've already signed Emre Can from Bayer Leverkusen. They're
nice.
hot on the trails of one Lazar Markovic, who has done brilliantly in the Portuguese league last year. That he's around 20 million. So I think what Liverpool are actually trying to do is making Sturridge the main man, which
Main
might
man.
go
So-
horribly right or horribly wrong,
I think that can go
considering the
horribly
size
wrong.
of his already inflated ego. So I think
And
that
now without,
also
now without
Origi.
Suarez, they're blocking the
Oh
growth.
yeah, they've also bought Origi.
They have.
Yes.
So
So yeah,
that's a done
But
deal.
then again, he's too
Yeah.
young to be tested on the Premier
No,
League.
he's not
front
going to
line.
be your front man
Yeah.
for the season,
Yeah.
but definitely
But-
a talented.
Because this could be
strike up front.
I know what you're going to. I know what you're going to. But I because his thing is so much cooler than mine. But I just wanted to show all the Arsenal fans out there this image of Thierry Henry in the new kit. It came out a while ago, but Chaitanya is going to show you something else, which is actually
No,
kind
I
of
would
cool.
like
So
to
I
look
just
at
wanted to
this, yeah.
put our thing up there as well. There's
Yeah.
the legend. There's Giroud
Yeah.
wearing the training kit as well. That's what it's going to look like. Quite old school, quite cool.
Yeah, it
I
looks
like
good.
it. I like
I
it.
like I like him more than in a shirt than Giroud. So
Yes.
Henry as always
Henry
is
is
Henry.
Henry.
So
He's
King
the man.
Henry. So
Okay then, Chaitanya, take it away.
Deepto, you might want to turn up the volume. Arjun, the volume's already turned up. Everyone, please turn up your volumes for the next 30 seconds. Can we have the cue, please?
Glory, glory, Man United.
Glory, glory, Man United, as the Reds go marching on.
Glory, glory, Man United. As the Reds go marching.
This shirt belongs to you. Always has, always will.
Hey.
Loving
I
the new.
gotta say, as much as I hate you guys, that's a really nicely
Yeah.
done way of showing all the history of the shirts.
Like the
Well
new
done.
kid, Deepto?
Absolutely, absolutely. Wherever there has been a white stripe on the collar, we have won the league. I
Yeah,
love it.
no. Sadly, the
Really
only thing that is wrong with that is that the last time we wore stripes was in 2011-12 and we lost on goal difference.
But that's okay. That's pretty close anyway. That's pretty close. That you can be excused that one.
Sorry.
At least
Sorry.
the kit manufacturers can be excused.
So
that
now
one.
with the new kit, Deepto, I'm sure you're gonna buy it. That's for sure. Whose name do you want on it more? Do you want Vidal's name? Do you want Shaw's name? Do you want James Rodriguez's name? Do you want Matt Hummels' name? Everyone's on the transfer radar right now. Manchester United have made an official inquiry with Arturo Vidal with permutations ranging from a 35 million deal to 30 million plus Nani.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you? Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah, that's just
that's
30
like a
million.
Happy Meal in a toy.
The first and the last time I'll ever agree to a joke because that was well done. That was well done. Deepto, do you see Vidal coming to Old Trafford and doing wonders in a red shirt next year?
I would love to see that, man. The way he has played for Chile this time in the World Cup, he has really shown his worth, and he's been doing that in Juventus for the past couple of seasons now. And if he comes, I mean, we will be really stable in that central midfield area, which really needs some reinforcements.
Arjun,
And, I mean, yes,
coming-
definitely more than any other player.
yeah.
Yeah, more than any other player coming to United, I would definitely see.
Oh, so he's your number one target.
Happy days.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Coming back to you, what do you think? Because Louis van Gaal did try to sign Arturo Vidal a couple of years back from Bayer Leverkusen when he was at Munich. You think it's a
Well,
good sign?
I mean, what team wouldn't want Arturo Vidal? So let's say that
Leading
if,
question. You think it's a
if-
good signing,
Yeah,
right?
of course,
yeah.
it's a good signing.
Do you know why?
I know,
because
I know,
because I
just-
want that thing that we have signed him. He's already there. I'm trying to pacify myself
fair
here.
enough, fair enough. So before this goes on to the Manchester United show, which it is not, this is what the football. We will
Just
talk
took
about
30
it.
seconds. I took 60 seconds. 30
I know, but we're running low on the clock. I gotta, excuse me, take a look at the clock. Last piece of quick news, not worth really talking about. Ashley Cole has found his way to Roma, which is a really good fit for him. Wish him well and all well. That's all good for him. He can move on. Luis Garcia.
It's coming to the ISL. So
Yes.
we're going to see a lot more ghost goals than we ever saw. And I'm sure Jose Mourinho's tuned into that and coming on in press conference saying that was a ghost goal.
That's
That was
something
a
that you
ghost
guys
goal.
can definitely keep a lookout on. All the stuff happening with the ISL coming up, that should be interesting. The likes of Perez and Lundberg will also be down, so I can throw my Arsenal edge in there as well. Right then, we've got a little fake team for you. Well, not a fake team, just an 11 that we put together of some of the players that feature in this World Cup, which who didn't
make
really
them.
feature, basically. Who
And
were there,
11
were
of
there.
people who did not make the 11.
Yes, you can call them super subs. They not necessarily be the super subs, but they are pretty cool nonetheless. Mignolet in goal, Sanya on the back, Dante, Maxwell, Juanfran. All these guys may have only got a wee bit of time. We were going to do Tim Krul in goal, but his impact was so big that he warrants being left out of the super sub thingy. Januzaj and Draxler, the two names there that I'm surprised. But I feel bad for Draxler because it's difficult to fit him in that squad. But he's a class act.
And Chicharito's the captain of the team.
Chicharito's the captain.
Because the only performances he has made in the World Cup are all substitute performances. He's not started again, so he's
True
the
say,
super
he
sub
is
captain.
the super sub. Can't shake that Manchester United thingy reputation that he's got of being the super sub. Truly can't hack a 90-minute, it seems.
Of the 11 that we've put up, I was more surprised that Lorenzo Insigne didn't get more time. I would have loved to see some United players play, but
Yeah, definitely, his talent, considering the rest weren't
it was
firing on
surprising
the same team. So.
and you could say Italy really needed him in the last game.
Yeah. I'd like to ask Kanish, can you hear me? Kanish, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, can this team match up with any of the other regulation teams? You think this team is good enough? That team that you just saw?
Actually, I can't actually see the.
They can't. They can't see it. They can't see it. Okay, well, you watch the repeat and get back to us.
Answer an earlier question, I think it was cut off, which was you asked me, who's Liverpool looking for in terms of replacing Suarez, and I just thought that Benzema might be a good guy because he doesn't get much first team play at Real, so he could be a good chase.
You wanna go?
No, I was gonna put if we had it in the PCR. Do we have that dreamy effect? Where it looks like we're doing a flashback.
I think you both should be in one frame with Benzema with your common love interest in the middle of the bubble. Because Arsenal and Liverpool are both hot on the trails of Karim Benzema. He keeps saying no, clubs keep coming back for him. You guys are stalking him now. Yeah, enough is enough.
No, I don't see him moving out now. Yeah. Now that it was Suarez is not going to be the Madrid man, he's not going to go anywhere.
And and a quick fact for everyone: Karim Benzema is the best player in the FIFA World Cup according to their FIFA index.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's 9.7.
Yeah.
Messi second. That should be surprising enough considering the top player of the tournament isn't even a part of it.
You take his two goals from the first game away, which were really lucky. I don't see him anywhere in that.
Yeah, if you bring it to that point, actually, it's true because goals make the difference. But if you look at everything else besides the goals, that's key passes and possession of the ball and all. One player who also gets a lot of flack is our Mesut Ozil. Actually, has better stats apart from goal scoring than Neymar and James Rodriguez.
But then Neymar and James Rodriguez are doing the much more important thing.
No, I said that. They scored the goals, no. But like as I said, we stacked stats down for bugger all. So if we want to look at it, there's an interesting angle to that, then perhaps he doesn't deserve that much criticism. I'm trying to hold his back.
Yeah, yes you have.
Anyway, that is the end of our show today, guys. Don't forget, we have two things that we'd like you to check out. First of all, that image of the day. What did Van Gaal say to Tim Krul?
Why don't you dive coast to coast from the stakes? Costa Rica. What? Any prizes? No?
Yes, we've got a prize, of course. Win that prize to Brazil. Don't forget about that. Jump onto IndiaPostLive.com and play that. Win yourself a trip down to Brazil.
Do I get that prize if I get that caption right? For Louis?
No.
Can you get the caption right?
Yeah, I just got it. I nailed the brief.
No, you can't get the caption right.
Oh yeah, actually,
you can be most creative.
Oh no, we've lost Nikhil. He's just really pissed off. Poor guy. He was looking forward. He'd planned the tattoo and everything. It's not happening.
Yeah, I know,
anymore.
right?
Anyway, that is the end of the show for today, guys. We will see you tomorrow with much more What the Footballing action from everyone in the studio. Thanks for coming here, guys. Arjun, thanks for everyone on Hangout for joining us as always. And we're going to leave you with this final little trailer. It's a little graphic, so if any small children are watching, close their eyes or take them away because it's crazy. But it's in French because we haven't had a good football film in a while, but we have one that's got footballs and zombies. So check this out. This is what we end on. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Deuxième de finale face aux amateurs de Caplong, ça devrait pas poser trop de problèmes.
Il y a quand même un lourd passé. Il y a 17 ans, les deux clubs s'étaient rencontrés. Et qui était l'attaquant vedette de Caplong à l'époque? Samuel Laurie.
Regarde la gueule à Laurie ce soir. Comme ça, tiens, Laurie.
Non mais vous avez un problème dans ce village.
Bon, les gars, on se recentre un peu là. En face, c'est le match de leur vie. Donc je veux de l'action.
T'es au courant que tu repartiras pas d'ici sur tes deux jambes.
Défoncé, Laurie.
Il se passe quelque chose de pas normal. Il y a un genre d'émeute. Ils brûlent les voitures, j'ai l'impression.
Ouais, bah vu l'arbitrage, fallait s'y attendre. Hein. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce bordel?
Putain, mais coach là, mais qu'est-ce qu'ils veulent? On leur a rien fait, nous, c'est juste du foot. Ça, c'est pas perso.
Oh putain, c'est la merde. Go, 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 go.
C'est maintenant que tout se joue. Tous nos efforts, c'est aujourd'hui qu'ils vont payer. Faut récupérer du terrain. Centimètre après centimètre. Et c'est tous ensemble qu'on va y arriver. Ensemble, on est tout. Seul, on n'est rien.
Ah merde, putain, que je suis chier.
C'est ça, le foot. C'est la vie. C'est l'union. C'est le collectif.